Smart automation, better business. Learn how to optimize your business with Solved.
The other piece of news I want to talk about is Gemini 2.5 Pro. So this came out recently, last week, and it's really good. This is the newest language model from Google, and they've sort of lagged, but recently have really caught up. I think their interface still has a long way to go. There's a lot of things you can do with ChatGPT and like Claude and Anthropic, like canvases and projects and sharing things that Gemini still doesn't have in the app, but the models are cooking. So general intelligence, this new 2.5 Pro model is the best, the most intelligent model out there. It's not like a giant step up, like we've seen kind of in the past with some models, but it's incremental progress. It's quite fast, and then currently it's free because it's still an experimental preview. So in the API, as well as just on like Google's AI Studio, you can get on and ask it questions. One thing I will say, just be careful, because Google does definitely keep all of your chats and train their models on them. So don't use this specifically for like any business or any private information just yet. I won't go like super duper deep into all the benchmarks and things, but Artificial Analysis is a great site for just learning which models to use. And has a lot of really good information, but the long and short of it is, it excels particularly in coding. So some of the coding models that people really like right now is Claude 3.7, Sonnet, O3 Mini High, and then this one I've just been hearing from developers that it's pretty good. So anyways, without rambling too long, I'm a Claude 3.7 power user when it comes to coding. But I've seen some people saying, hey, 3.7 wrote me some code. It got stuck. I've had that problem as well. And then they were able to plug the code into 2.5 Pro, Gemini 2.5 Pro, and it was like able to debug it instantly, and also said, oh, here's also a couple places where your code could get cleaned up. So anecdotal, but I'm hearing really positive things from developers.
So you're talking like coding?
Sorry, one more time?
You're talking coding, like, like putting code in?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so writing code. Do either of you coders?
Stop.
I do some VBA, but
Okay, nice. So Maria, I think you'd be surprised some of the things you can get done with some of these new models. I've got a video from another webinar talking about how it's just a tool demo of a coding agent called Klein, and all that means is in ChatGPT, I can say, hey, give me some code that does this, but I still got to know like where to put it, how to set it up, how to launch it. There's a lot of things I still have to know. There's some agents coming out like Klein where you can say, hey, I need an app that does this. I don't really know much about what I'm doing, and it'll write several files for you and walk you through kind of like how to launch it. It even has like a browser where it can write it and then open up a browser and then demo to you it working. So anyways, I think more and more every day, everybody can get some code written. Anyways, I can send a link to that video if you're interested.
Oh, that'd be wonderful. Thank you. Yeah, because I read that I saw somewhere at the summit in the Middle East that one of the big wigs said that the DEX code was going to just be in English.
The DEX code?
Like coding in general would just be like the English language.
Oh, yeah. I mean, currently it's mostly in English. Most coding languages, you kind of like have to learn English. Is that what you're talking about?
Like, there's the new, I don't know which one, but you just, type what you want and it does it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, you can get, there's a phrase that I am not a huge fan of, but it's very popular right now, called vibe coding, where people that aren't software developers are writing some fairly cool stuff. But I will say, my experience with vibe coding is you can build something really cool really fast, and the second it breaks or the AI gets stuck, you are toast, because you don't know what you've written and it takes a really long time to debug, but getting better. Okay, that kind of wraps up AI news. Any questions on Gemini 2.5?
No. In general, though, I am a little curious. Like, I'm looking at some of these, and it has ChatGPT 3 Mini as better than ChatGPT 4 and some of these other things. And so I'm just curious in general, why do they have so many different models?
It's a confusing mess. It's horrible, and I think everybody's aware of just how bad it is and also everyone that's ever named an AI model should be just like fired. We should start over, because the way they name them is insane. But simple answer is, so what you're seeing here, O3 Mini High, is categorically different than GPT-4 O. It's an entirely different type of model. So the O3, if it starts with an O, it means it's a thinking model. So it'll like sit and think for a while before answering. And then 4 is just basically like really smart auto predict, where you put it in and it just starts streaming tokens back to you. So yeah, there's a ton of models. It takes a little bit of like fine tuning and figuring out which models are good for what. I do like this site for kind of figuring that out. But sometimes one of the cool things you can do is using AI to tell you how to use AI. So if you were to ask ChatGPT, like, hey, what model should I be using if I'm trying to get this done? Could point you in the right direction.
Sure. Cool.
But yeah, there are a ton. My understanding is the next model that we get from OpenAI is going to be called GPT-5, and it'll be a mix of everything. So it'll just know, based on what you ask it, it'll know what to do. So it'll give you images, it'll think when it needs to, or just return really fast when it doesn't. And that I see as a huge step forward of just simplifying. So I won't have to know all these different models. I can just have one model that'll give me everything. So I think we're moving in that direction. But yeah, for now,
Thank you so much for watching. We can't wait to help you automate your business. Please like, comment, or subscribe for more.